Gather around. It's time for the show to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Hey everyone, my name is Jason.
Hi friends, it's Desiree Josen.
All right, there were so many matches this year that were just too much.
So this won't be a shocker because we've had a handful of really awesome matches that we just can't stop talking about.
How many times have these guys fought? Like it's been quite a bit.
I've been saying this all year. They're just so great to watch. We saw the heel turn coming, and then when it happened, nice and bloody, both dramatic and beautiful.
You are now entering the ring with Shoots and Ladders Podcast.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason.
Hey friends, how's it going? It's Desiree Josen.
All right, we are bringing back Wishful Thinking. This was actually a popular episode by a lot of you guys, so we're actually going to bring this back since we've now are in 2025. We're going to do this at the beginning of the year, specifically for AEW. What are your initial thoughts, Des?
I've got some things brewing. I think that maybe like Hangman may join forces with him. I don't know. I just see him being, a heel too with them. And I know there has been some talk with Shane McMahon still coming back to lead the Death Riders. So that would be a fun surprise.
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of with you. It's actually been a little bit slower than I expected overall. That being said, a lot can happen. We are obviously... There's a lot of different elements in play when it comes to stables. They can add, subtract, create angles within the actual stables themselves. So, there's a lot of different ways this can go. But I definitely think Mox is going to, be a staple in 2025 regardless. So whoever he surrounds himself with will actually kind of elevate to that status. So I definitely think this is going to be a mainstay for a little bit.
Same. They're still got that NWO-esque about them. So I'm excited for it.
Absolutely. All right. Also, the next thing we want to touch on is, will Ricochet finally win a title? I'm a huge fan of Ricochet. I've been for quite some time. What are your thoughts on this?
I think 2025 will be his year. I know you are such a huge fan of Ricochet. You've always been. And I'm like, let's earn his way into AEW. But I think he has. He's had some pretty awesome matches. He doesn't have to really prove himself because he already has a name already. But I do see in 2025 him holding a title eventually. I'm not sure if it's going to be, right in the beginning, but I don't see why he wouldn't. He's so talented.
Yeah, so that's actually, I totally agree with you. And we've always been saying this. We said that this is athletic, elite wrestling. So I think he's going to have a lot of really fun matches with title holders, and it'll only make sense. I'm talking about like the old school RVD, Jerry Lynn, back and forth, round of applause during the actual match itself. It would only make sense. I just don't see why he would have left WWE without them saying, hey, look, we have a very defined plan for you. So I definitely think he will win a title sooner rather than later.
We'll see.
All right. Another topic that we kind of want to bring up is the return of Toni Storm. I know she's your girl, so what do you have to say about this?
I love her. And, even though she's not a title holder, she is just amazing. And even if she's timeless Toni or her old Toni Storm, I'm excited to see what's to come. And I know she did that whole thing on social media that I'm retiring. I'm like, no, timeless Toni is retiring. We're going to get old Toni back. And we did. And she made her appearance just last week. So... And I know her eyes are on Mariah May, and I know she's got to start from the bottom and work herself up. But I know this year it's going to be another rivalry with Toni and Mariah, and maybe a couple more. Who knows? But it'll be fun to see where this takes us.
Yeah, 100%. And I see her being in the main event as well, sooner rather than later. I mean, everyone does love her. She's super over. She works great with everybody. I think she's going to feud with Mariah for quite some time. And yeah, I think this is really going to elevate the women's division overall.
Same. Yeah.
All right. Another topic that we want to touch on, and it usually happens every single year, but a potential breakout star for 2025. Does anyone kind of come to mind for you?
We have one, and I know it's shared, and that's Kyle Fletcher, because he was not on my list for anything for 2024 until the end of this year with his match. What was it with Will? And I called him the wannabe Will Ospreay, and he kind of proved me wrong a little bit. So he's promising. So I know you're excited for him. So what do you think?
Yeah, 100%. And I'll definitely kind of one up on that. So usually momentum will ride strong. So it rode strong in 2024. So in 2025, it'd be foolish not to continue to have this steamroll. So yeah, I'm all about this, and I definitely think that he is the one to watch. I mean, look, if there are other superstars that are up and coming that they decide to push as well, I think that would only make the product better. But yeah, I think Kyle Fletcher definitely proved himself towards the end of 2024.
Hey, what about a Kyle versus Ricochet?
Oh, snap. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, cool. Next one we're going to roll is the breakup of the Acclaimed. I actually love the Acclaimed. I love when they kind of get on the mic and just have a good time. But maybe it has hit a snag and it has become a little stale. What do you think?
I think it's time. This year has been a little rough for them, at least for me as a fan. I know you love them, and their entrance is so much fun, and they also have Billy Gunn with them, so I can imagine what's that place for him as a coach with them. But it's been a long time coming, and we could already see the dynamics already within the past few months with Max. Instead of saying everyone loves the Acclaimed, everyone loves the best or the greatest wrestler, which is what he calls himself. So we know he's going to be the heel and turn on Anthony, and he's going to be the face. So, but they're both really great, singles wrestlers. So I don't see why this won't propel them, for some regular single matches and even potential some new titles. So I'm excited for it because it's about time.
Yeah, I'd say so too. And just like you said, I think Max, at one point in time, he was doing singles matches anyway. I think the Acclaim kind of elevated him to it got him over enough, and now I think he can kind of spin off on his own. I'd actually think that I have a feeling that he'll probably hold maybe a TV title or something like that in the very near future. Sure. So I definitely and regardless, he still brings on the mic, and that's such a huge aspect of wrestling. So.
Yeah, he's a superstar. He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. I don't see why not. So Let's propel him.
Let's do it. All right, cool. Last topic would be will Ospreay continue top matches? So my answer is obviously yes. The only thing that I could see he potentially being tripped up is I just hope he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, he does a lot to where he could potentially harm himself, which is really scary because he's still young and in great shape. And worst case scenario, he just falls and lands the wrong way. So yeah, I didn't even think about that. I'm just worried about maybe creative not being able to push him. Like, it's always the short term kind of writing for them. So I don't want them to waste a big star like him and say, well, we did all of these matches last year. We can't repeat them or do anything else with you. So we're just going to let you hang out, so that's what I'm worried about.
Sure. And I really, really hope that wouldn't be the case. That would be the dumbest thing they could possibly do because everybody knows he's a superstar. He's arguably the best wrestler in AEW. As far as performance, I think he really is, if not the most athletic, top 3 of all athletes there. So I think that would be silly. But yeah, my biggest thing is, again, he's a high flyer. When you have high risk, when you kind of run those high risks, sometimes like bad things can happen. But yeah, just keep him in our prayers, and hopefully he continues to steamroll in 2025.
I mean, he was a star for 2024. I can only hope that he gets even better for 2025.
Absolutely. All right, for sure. So that was the last of our top storylines for 2025, but we're actually going to run into a new segment, which we definitely are going to have some fun with. Who do you think are going to be ship jumpers And what that simply means, will they jump ship to WWE or another promotion if they don't feel that they are maximizing their skill set in AEW? The first wrestler we're going to talk about is Ricky Starks. What do you think?
Well, he hasn't been on TV in a really long time, and just from social media and what we've been seeing, he's been hanging out with some NXT people, some WWE. He was backstage at WWE with a couple of Cody Rhodes people. So I know they're close, but maybe they're closer in business. So who knows what that entails. I can definitely see Ricky Starks being, on NXT and blowing up that way. Just, how, what was it? Ethan Page jumped last year. So yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw his face this year.
Sure. And listen, I think all three of these guys kind of share something in similar, which is if they're not being used right, and I think that there's a better opportunity out there, by all means, go for it. So, yeah, I think Ricky Starks potentially, and again, if he's hanging out with some of these guys, maybe they have things in the work, and that would only be good for the overall wrestling fan. So,
yeah.
All right, the next one. Tess has talked about him at length. I'm actually a huge fan as well, but Wardlow, is it time for him to jump ship?
Hell yeah. Yes, it is. I'm over this, and I'm not saying that, what, look at me. I don't have any words. I've accepted it. I don't think he's going to come back to AEW. I really hope he's running out of his contract. And if he is hurt, so be it. I hope you're healing. However, I think AEW completely wasted him. And I know a lot of fans will back us up on that because, the man is a superstar. He deserves so much better. And if he jumps to WWE or NXT, he will blow up.
Sure. So. Yeah, 100% with you. To be honest, we talk about matching skill sets and body types all the time. How much fun would a match between him and Braun Breaker be?
I was just about to say Braun Breaker.
Yeah. Right. I mean, they kind of look like they're built to the T. I think that would be a lot of fun. And again, if you're not going to use them, let them fly away and flourish somewhere else.
Yeah. So I've given up on the whole AEW thing. Let him go and let him be the star that he needs to be.
Sounds good. All right. Last but not least, Samantha Irvin. I've actually always liked Samantha Irvin, and yeah, I'm fly away and be free.
I know that was kind of controversial because she was the announcer for WWE, and then she kind of said in social media, and as her response to leaving was, "I never wanted to do that. I wanted to do other things with the company, and that's what I was just told to do," kind of thing. Sure. And then funny enough, Ricochet leaves and goes to AEW, and then she's like, well, I don't have to work anymore because my man makes money. And I get it, but I'm like, how funny. He leaves and then all of a sudden you resign. I know it's probably contractual. I see her coming to AEW as an announcer in 2025.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you not want to be with the person that you're in love with? Yeah. But also, look, if she wants to wrestle, by all means, let her wrestle. Let her have a good time. And there would be so many storylines you can have on that. So you can actually take shots at WWE for that. So yeah, I think this would definitely be a lot of fun if this happened.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens for 2025.
All right. Any final thoughts or?
You know what? As much as we've had like a love-hate relationship with AEW this year, creatively we felt kind of stuck, but they put on some pretty damn good shows and some top-notch matches. So I can only hope that this will be improved year by year once they, get better and better, more comfortable in the business. So I'm going to walk into 2025 very optimistic. We'll see.
Sounds good. Yeah, and I'm kind of with you. I think the rest of this year in 2025, there's going to be good things ahead. Let's hope. All right. So what are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen for the rest of this year in 2025? please DM us at the Shoots and Ladders. Like always, please like, share, and subscribe both on YouTube and Spotify. Once again, my name is Jason.
I'm Desiree Josen.
All right, until next time, have a blessed day and a blessed week.
Bye, friends.
Shoots and Ladders. Follow us for more content.